If you clicked on this video, chances are you have a huge backlog sitting in your Steam library, Epic library, GOG library, a lot of free games maybe from the Epic sales that they give out or whatever. And I'm here to tell you, you can make some progress on that. There are some things you can do to work towards getting those games finished and or at least touch them. Not like that, but run through them a little bit. First step, I will say, is drop the multiplayer games. Your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, your Counter Strikes, your Fortnites, PUBG, Apex, all of it. All those matchmaking games that can go on forever. Those would be, I guess you could call them infinite games, right? You could just keep playing them forever. Live service games. Those are the ones you need to drop, or at least severely diminish the amount of time you put on them, because you could play those forever, right? I mean, gosh, I have it's kind of embarrassing to say, I have 1,800 hours in PUBG alone. Not including, Counter-Strike, Battlefield, played all those. 2042, which was terrible. Don't play it. It's probably better now. But the amount of hours in some of these shooters is just insane. It hurts to go look back. Anyways, you have to drop them first if you want to get to your backlog. All right. So do that first. Then you want to think about the game you want to play ahead of time in your Steam library. Now, most of us know with a general sense what is in our Steam library, unless you just went ham on Christmas sales and summer sales, and it's easy to do. I get it. I have a lot of games too. I probably don't know every single one, but hear me out here. So think about the game you want to play first ahead of time. Now, I'm telling you this because you don't want to go to your Steam library and just scroll through your entire list, trying to figure out a game to play. You're going to be overwhelmed with choice. The average person can only make certain amount of choices every day. And in our daily lives, we are already making a ton of choices. I mean, if you are a professional at a job, like, you're making massive amounts of choices. If you're a family person, you got a family, you're more choices dealing with crying kids or whatever. It. So by the time you get to your Steam library, you don't want to make another choice. You just want to play something and not just sit and scroll like you do on Netflix for hours. So think about ahead of time what game would sound fun to you or what kind of mood you're in. It could be any kind of genre, whatever you're feeling that day, and it could change every day. It doesn't have to be the same. But just give it some thought. Think about it. So then when you go to your Steam library, you load that up and you start playing right away. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand if you're emulating, which I like to do. I've got the EverDrive for the Super Nintendo. I've got a 3DS that I emulated or hacked or whatever, and I've got, games on that too. If you're doing that, download only 1 or 2 or 3 games at a time. Don't download the entire library, which is easy to do, of every single Super Nintendo game ever made. Every 3DS game ever made, like top 100 games. Don't do that, because it's not hard to add games if you need to add more. But what it's going to do is, again, give you choice overload. So when you get in there to your console or 3DS or whatever you're doing, you're going to be scrolling again. You just really want to avoid the scroll. I mean, I can make another video about phones and scrolling and how damaging that is too, but that's a topic for another day. So, last point I want to make. If you're not having fun with the game, drop it and move on. It's hard to do because there's a sunk cost fallacy a little bit. Let's say you're playing Witcher 3 and you are 30 hours in. Like, you were enjoying it for a while, but then, you've stepped away, played a different game. Now you're trying to come back and you totally forget where you are. You forget the controls. You don't even know what your horse's name is. It's Roach, by the way. But you've been away a while. It's not so second nature anymore, and it's not really you're not really clicking. You're not really having fun. It's okay to drop it. This is exactly what I did. I was about 35 hours into Witcher 3. I haven't played it in God over a year probably. I enjoyed it for what it was, but do I see myself jumping back into it? No, probably not. But I did spend 30 plus hours in it. That's a lot of time for a game when you think about it. You don't need to spend, hundreds of hours in every single game. There's a million games out. Just go try something different. You can always come back to it if your heart is telling you, you need to play this game. So, those are a couple tips that I have done for myself and used recently that just are beneficial. And I hope it's beneficial for you too. What do you find works on your end? Let me know down in the comments below. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.